Physician who's had my license for 40 years and had a very strong biochemistry background. I can say, and seeing what's happening with the X39, I can say without a doubt that this is the most significant medical breakthrough in my lifetime.
Hi everybody, Maria Benardis here. I'm a health and wellness and spiritual coach, Gourmand award-winning cookbook author, and of course a chef. So today I'm coming to you with part 2. So please watch the previous video because it's very important that you watch part 1. And this is additional information that people requested as a consequence of the video that I did with Saj on med beds, quantum med beds. Okay, so why is this important? Because once we're doing the work on lifting our vibrational frequency of the mind, body, and spirit, we are then lifting our consciousness and we are getting to Q consciousness, which is the consciousness that activates the quantum devices and also has us ready and prepared for ascension. So this is why this video is very, very important. Additionally, I will have a link in the description to a longer version of this video that I did quite a while back. That's on my YouTube channel, where you can go and get additional information, linking it back to the quantum devices, linking Q consciousness, back to all sorts of other things, such as the Q gospel and the Q movement. And Q is an ancient word that means source, mother, father, God, source. For those that don't know, it's not just a letter and a number 17. There is a deeper meaning, and I've covered a lot of this in videos and in my classes. I've done an extensive class on consciousness, looking at various texts. So have a look at my spiritual Ascension Sunday classes that I do on Sundays. And again, you can see my website, and it will take you, if you go there and go into the shop page, you'll see those classes. And everything's recorded, so you can go back in time and watch them. Okay, so very important with consciousness that we understand where we're at. Okay, of course, we're going to flip-flop between, many levels of consciousness, but the very important thing is not to remain stuck in the matrix or 3D, which is the bottom half of the scale that I'm going to put a picture up. I'm going to have a look at it in a minute. And very important that we are on the top half and working towards level 17 or Q level, which is, or Q clearance, which is basically spiritual enlightenment. So how do we get there? Raising the vibrational frequency of our mind, body, and spirit. So it's not just about food. As I said in the previous video, please have a look at that. So it's shifting from fear vibration to agape vibration, which is unconditional love. Of course, that being an ancient Greek word. And this is why I keep saying to everybody, agape in action. So it's not just mere words, oh, thank you, thank you. Well, back that thank you up with an action to show your gratitude. So those that are talkers and no action are really still stuck in the matrix. So there's got to be an action of gratitude. And I've done a video on gratitude and action and given an amazing example of a homeless man and how he made such a huge impact with his gratitude in my life. And this is someone that had absolutely no money. And yet other people have the means, but can't quite get to that gratitude of attitude. So a wonderful soul that I've used as that example. So again, it's a matter of balancing the masculine and feminine and bringing it together. So just vibrating on the masculine, which is the left side of the brain, is 3D. Just vibrating on the female, we're heading towards 4D, 5D, bringing it together, bringing the masculine and the feminine together, which is the Mary Magdalene, if you'd like to look at it, and Christos, Jesus Christ, leads you to spiritual ascension, to spiritual enlightenment, to vibrating high and going 4D, 5D, and beyond. And this is what in the Bible, Christos said, cast your net to the right. He never said cast your net to the left. And that's what we've been doing. We've been casting our net to the left because we live in the matrix. It was designed for that. And this is why we are in this mess. So ego lowers your consciousness. It's a lower conscious personality and basically takes your higher self into the backseat of the bus. So we need to get our higher self to the front of the bus by casting our net to the right. So this is really important because as we raise our consciousness, we're declaring that we're a sovereign being, and we revoke all contracts that no longer serve us. And we also activate our pineal gland, third eye, whatever you want to call it, and we can recognize and see false narratives and evil and lies. A lot of people are not able to see the controlled opposition, not able to see what's going on because they're vibrating predominantly on a very low consciousness level, and they think they're vibrating high, and they're not. They may be for a period of time, but then they drop back down and just don't see the truth. And of course, you got to know thyself and connect back to God. So very important. We're going to go through the levels, and I'm going to share the screen. So now I'm going to share the screen so that we can see, well, what are those levels? So what are those 17 levels? And that way we are clear on what they are, and we can do a bit of a stock take to see, where are we at? Okay. So now I'm sharing the screen. So hopefully everybody can see that diagram. So we're going to work from the bottom. So as you can see, we are trying to reach the omega, the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end. So we want to get up there. And you can see down the bottom of this, there's, things that are forced, and up the top, things that bring us back into power. So I'm going to leave that up as I go through this. So let's start from the bottom. So right down the bottom at number 1, this is the lowest vibrational frequency of emotions, is basically, and again, this is from Hawkins' books. So David R. Hawkins, I just wanted to mention that again. So despair or shame, if you want to call it, basically this is a level close to death, as he indicates. So at this level, these are the people that are contemplating suicide, or do not take the steps necessary to prolong their lives. So it's a very sad situation. So it's almost at the level of I give up, I don't want to be here. So they're victims of shame. And sometimes they become really cruel to others and themselves. So some people direct that to themselves. So these are people that are prone to negative emotions, and they're usually angry, guilty, and have this sort of, false pride. At a very serious level, these people can end up basically clinically depressed. So let's go up one level. And also on these, you can see the vibrational frequency numbers on this chart. as well. Okay, so as we go up the scale, the vibrational frequency and the number goes up. So guilt is the next level. So guilt is the level of remorse, self-recrimination, and it's this kind of victimhood. And it's usually used, this level, to manipulate or punish others. So when you see people trying to manipulate or punish others to get them to do manipulate to get them to do what they want to do, there's some level of guilt there that they have not dealt with. And they're usually people that are unable to forgive themselves, past actions, past behaviors. And usually it's unconscious guilt. Unconscious guilt can have serious consequences in terms of the body and turning into disease and so on. So normally disease is, there's not a level of harmony or peace between mind, body, spirit. And a lot of these emotions, which go back to the mind, are the cause. So very important when you're in this level that you do be compassionate with yourself and be understanding and not be so, judgmental with yourself. And these are the type of people that usually are not learning the lessons, not doing the work, and just having, one thing after another happen in their life, and it just keeps repeating. The next level up is apathy. It's usually characterized by indifference, neglect, poverty, low energy, hopelessness. It is the level of many homeless people and isolated seniors, unfortunately. So it's like a state of like helplessness, victimhood. There's a lack of resources. And so therefore, this type of energy results in, a passive lifestyle. And underlying that, usually these people make statements such as I can't or I don't want to. So very interesting. Be careful what words you say, because normally your words are also indicating where you're at. So the next level is grief. So this is slightly higher than apathy. So it's sort of a feeling of, so we're seeing that you're starting to escape that numbness. So it's a feeling of I'm escaping the apathy level and escaping the numbness, and now I'm taking it out. Okay, so this is good. So now it's coming out. Okay, and it's this sense of loss and sadness, and sometimes we feel it, when we lose someone. But very important, we don't get stuck in it. Okay, because we don't want to get stuck in the matrix and down the bottom. So a prolonged stay at this level of consciousness can lead to depression, mourning, and remorse about the past. How do we cure this? Again, I've got a video, and I mentioned it in the video before. Surrender and accept. Surrender and acceptance is very important. So the next level is fear, and this is where the matrix has tried to keep us in fear so that we don't ascend. So this is fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of losing money, fear of not having money. Any sort of fear is low vibrational frequency and gets you stuck in 3D. And a lot of these people feel that the world is a dangerous and threatening place. Nothing good comes to me. It's all that kind of, negative self-talk. So we need to get out of that, okay? The next one, excuse me, is desire. Now, desire can be a motivator for some. However, it can turn into cravings, addictions, and this notion of never having enough. So therefore, I've got to get the new car. I've got to upgrade the iPad. I've got to keep up with the Jones. So that kind of obsessive nature can develop on this level if you are not careful. So at this level, it's usually people that think happiness comes from the outside world by acquiring or by having other people in their lives that are going to make them happy, as opposed to going within and discovering that all the happiness and agape and love that you need is in there. And sometimes this desire can turn into frustration, envy, and jealousy. So those emotions really fit into that. So the next level up is anger. So again, desire leads to frustration, which leads to anger. So do you see one is linked after the other? So, usually anger is also attributed to a lot of the oppressed groups, the ones that have been hard done by. I'm not saying it's acceptable what's happening, but, this is one, attribute of that anger coming out. It can also result in rage, temper, tantrums, hatred, which really just poisons your life. So very important that we, move beyond that. Now, so the next level is pride. So what we're seeing with pride is we're starting to move away from the stuck in 3D matrix, and we're slowly heading towards things and emotions and consciousness levels that are going to get us to 4D and then 5D. So at least pride is the level where you sort of start to feel good, so to speak. However, this can be deceiving, because pride comes from an inflated ego perspective. So we need to be careful, because a lot of people are vibrating on this. Oh, because I'm awake and I know this, I'm better than anybody else. That's got to stop. So pride is really a division, and it's almost me versus you attitude. Whereas really, spiritual enlightenment is all about we're one. So really, this identifies your beliefs towards the world and everybody else. And this is where people start to attack other people as well, because they're not where they're at. And again, that's judgment. So the next level is courage. So this is the first level of true power, so to speak, because we're up on the green section there. So at this level, you want to grow and you want to improve. Okay. So you are taking responsibility for your spiritual development and actually taking action. Okay. So those people that take action, not just words, take action, are at least on this level or could be above. Okay. But if you're not taking action, you're down the bottom, stuck in 3D, so to speak. So courage can be considered as a gateway to higher levels of consciousness. At this level, you're free of negative emotions, but you have the resources to deal with them in a healthy manner. So you're not free of negative emotions, but what you're doing is you've identified the resources, you're searching for the resources and the tools to get you to a healthier state, higher consciousness. Okay, now we're on neutrality. At this level of consciousness, you're flexible, relaxed, and non-judgmental. So there's no judgment, and you're not dependent on any particular outcome or any particular person. You're not angry. You're not frustrated. Oh, my goodness me. Basically, you're just at this neutral state. And most importantly of all, you are non-controlling. So you don't try to control anything or anyone, and you pretty much get along with everybody. The next one is willingness. At this level of willingness, one is committed to participating in life. Work is not only being done, but it's done well. So you do everything with love, with joy, and nothing is a chore, even if it's something you don't want to be doing. And there's this willingness to attract abundance. So very important. If you're on the bottom of the scale, you're not going to attract true good manifestation and abundance. At this level, you're friendly, you're sociable, and really you experience like high self-esteem at that level. And people in this willingness state receive positive feedback from society and actually contribute to society. So that's a very important one. The next level is acceptance. At this level of acceptance, you start to take full responsibility for your life. There's no more I'm a victim, I'm blaming anybody else. It's I'm taking responsibility. It doesn't matter if it's my fault, doesn't matter if it's anybody else's fault. I'm actually going to seek out the answers, speak to Mother, Father, God, and find the solutions to heal or to resolve the situation. So you're taking power back, and you're realizing that happiness and agape are created within yourself. So we're starting to discover the know thyself. The next level is reason. So reason is characterized by intelligence and rationalism. So you fully start to use your intellectual and reasoning capabilities, and you use those abilities and talents to make meaningful contributions to the world. This is where you start to be, I am of service to the world, not of service to myself. So we're getting to we, not me, all about me mentality. The next one is love, or agape, as the ancient Greeks called it. And again, this has got nothing to do with romantic love and relationships. We are talking about the relationship with yourself. So please do not, that has no bearing on this particular level of consciousness. So this is the consciousness of unconditional love. And this is the energy field that you're in, and it is the state of being. This is how you are. You just vibrate unconditional love, and you don't have any of the 12 deadly sins or any of those levels of low consciousness that we discussed before. And how does this manifest? It manifests in action. That is by compassion, forgiveness, gratitude, nurturing, supporting others, not just yourself. There is action that happens. So if you're all about doing things for yourself, and each day you are not doing something for someone else, you are not vibrating on this level fully. Okay, so it's the level of agape that transcends the motives of personal ego desires. Okay, very, very important. And this is where your heart is really awakening, and you are really starting to connect to Mother, Father, God, and really, really manifest. The next one is joy. Oh my God, it's like an unbelievable state of being. It's like you're vibrating off the walls, and like there's no better place to be than right here, right now, regardless of what's happening around me. And it's spontaneous, and you're doing pleasurable activities. Even your work is pleasurable. Oh my God. So, in other words, joy, you're experiencing joy in everything and anything that you are doing, whether it be cleaning, whether it be cooking, it doesn't matter what it is. So, this is the level of saints, spiritual healers, advanced spiritual teachers, and amazing people like that. At this level, everything happens effortlessly. So, you're really manifesting things really quickly. So it's be careful what you think of, because it's pretty much manifesting, and that's what 4D, 5D is going to be all about. And this is where you manifest miracles. Okay, and again, with God, all things are possible, but you just got to vibrate right. If you're not vibrating right, things are not going to be possible with God, because you're at a lower vibrational frequency, and God is up here, you're down here, and it's like he can't reach you. There's a gap. Okay, so the next one is peace, or harmony, armonia, as they called it in ancient Greece. Oh my God, so this is complete transcendence. Complete transcendence. It's a state of illumination, bliss, God consciousness, whatever you want to call it, source consciousness. It's unbelievable. I mean, words cannot do justice to this state of consciousness. It's just unbelievable. I mean, the whole of New York City could be collapsing around you, all the buildings, but you're just at peace. It's like, whatever, I'm fine. God's going to look after me, my guides, my angels, whatever, and I really don't care. All right, so the final one, which is 17. So this is what we need to get to, and what we're all working to get to, all of us are working towards it, is what I call 17, Q consciousness, Christ consciousness, spiritual enlightenment. This is the level that Mary Magdalene and, of course, Christos ascended in. Okay, and they're both guiding us at this present moment to get to that. And yes, it is possible, everybody. We can all get to Christ consciousness, or Q consciousness. And that is the consciousness that's going to activate, as I said before, all the quantum devices and everything that we need and will have the benefit of in the new earth. So this is the highest level of consciousness. At this state, you're basically blending in with divinity, Mother, Father, God, and you're one. So anything that you do has, Mother, Father, God by your side, and you're doing it together. Okay, you're doing it together. There's no separation between Mother, Father, God, and yourself. And a lot of the greatest avatars in history had this consciousness. And again, I mentioned Christos or Jesus Christ. Buddha was another one. Oh my goodness me, there were so many others that we have examples of that were on that level. So do read a lot of these ascended masters books and what have you. And very important that we imitate and do what they did to get to that level. Okay, so basically, I hope that's helped. They're the 17 levels. I'm just going to stop sharing the screen now. So please, look at the actual scales and see where you're at. And the important thing is that you keep lifting your vibrational frequency so that you get to that Q consciousness scale, and so that we're ready for when ascension comes to ascend effortlessly. And again, you'll find a lot of information on my website. I have other quantum devices that I use, such as and of course, these are X39 patches, which is a quantum technology to keep my physical body healthy and happy, ready for ascension. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share to my Rumble channel. Share it far and wide so we can help many, many people with their ascension. Agape to everybody. I love you and God bless you.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that could support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.